Good morning from the National Weather Service here in Pocatello. My name is Carter, and this is your Southeast Idaho weather hazard briefing for Monday, July 28th. Key points we're going to be focusing on today. Got daily thunderstorm chances continuing through this upcoming week. We'll see those peak in coverage each afternoon and evening with some isolated stronger storms possible. Near normal to above normal temperatures will also continue. What that means for us is highs in those 80s and 90s each day. Bit of a cooling trend starting Thursday, however, as we get some better moisture into the region. That'll help cool things off as we head into the weekend. Highs back in those 70s and 80s as we head into early August. But outside of that, elevated fire weather conditions will persist due to a combination of thunderstorms, breezy winds, and some very low relative humidity. And taking a quick look at satellite imagery for you this morning, mostly clear skies out there, showing a few decaying thunderstorms up into central Idaho, up into western Montana. But outside of that, mostly clear skies again today. Expect an increase in afternoon clouds this afternoon, primarily further north, with another round of thunderstorm activity. And taking a look at the bigger picture for you, so up into the northeast Pacific, this low continues to bring that southwest flow up into the gem state. We're going to see a series of shortwave troughs continuing to propagate in from the Pacific. That'll help keep those daily shower and thunderstorm chances going a bit more pronounced as we head later in the week. And a look at your weather risk outlook for the next 5 days. For today and tomorrow, near repeat of what we saw the last couple of days, mainly focused up into the central mountains, east along the Montana Divide, and highlighted there Lemhi County. We'll be seeing scattered thunderstorms each and every day this upcoming week. But heading starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you see those isolated thunderstorms do expand in coverage to the Snake River Plain, Magic Valley, and further south. That'll be where that more organized trough builds in mid to late week, helping to increase those thunderstorm chances. And high temperatures and minimum RH for you today. It'll be a hot day out there, upper 80s to mid 90s for most, low triple digits further west. But as it's been the case the last several days, very dry relative humidity outside of the central mountains, single digits and teens, the going trend. Wind gusts and thunderstorms for today. We'll see gusts up to about 25 miles an hour further east, with main thunderstorm chances, again confined up into our northern areas, central mountains, Lemhi County, east into Montana. And from the Storm Prediction Center for today, we're highlighting those best chances further north and west. HRF model probability of thunder showing that corridor extending from eastern Oregon into the central mountains and into Montana. And taking a look at timing for you today. We'll start things off fairly quiet. Did see some isolated activity early this morning in the central mountains, but dry conditions back for the rest of the morning. We'll see convective initiation between about 12 and 2 o'clock. Already some pretty good thunderstorm chances up towards Chalice and Salmon by that hour. And we'll keep those chances going, mostly focused early afternoon further north, with some isolated activity continuing into the evening hours. But as you can see after sunset, those chances do decrease heading into tonight and tomorrow morning. And for Tuesday, much of the same, still looking at 40s, 50s in the morning with afternoon highs in those 80s and 90s. And for Tuesday, a bit further expansion further east for Tuesday's thunderstorms. But as you can see, Snake River Plain down into the South Hills, Magic Valley, still less than a 10% chance as you head down that direction. And from the Storm Prediction Center on Tuesday, again, highlighting that trend further east, we do have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms extending up from Wyoming into Montana. But as you can see, just about everywhere further north, seeing some isolated chances. But as you head further south, say Idaho Falls, Burley, Pocatello, south into Utah, less than a 10% chance in that corridor. And for Wednesday, looking like it'll be probably the warmest day this week by a couple degrees for most. Still highs in those 80s to mid 90s. Low triple digits further west. And for Wednesday, we'll keep that expanding coverage going as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for thunderstorms, at least isolated in nature. So seeing that about 10 to 30% range, a little bit higher as you head up along the Continental Divide. And for Wednesday from the Storm Prediction Center, again, highlighting much of our area and just a risk for some general thunderstorms, fairly isolated in nature. But Pocatello, Burley, not expecting a whole lot of action there further south into Utah. Mostly going to be focused further west, north, and into our eastern mountains. And for Thursday, first day of that cooling trend, highs dropping just a few degrees, but noticeably a bit cooler there in the afternoon, 80s to low 90s. with thunderstorm chances now expanding in coverage almost region-wide for that 10 to 20% range, about a 20 to 40 as you head up into the mountains, but we'll keep those chances around as we finish out the week. And for your Friday, still looking at 80s and 90s for most, but still seeing some 70s up towards portions of the central mountains by that time frame. Bit cooler as we head into the weekend. And for your Friday, looking like isolated to scattered thunderstorms are expected region-wide. Again, only looking at about a 10 to 30% chance for most folks, 30 to 40 as you head further north. And take a look at those weekend high temperatures, back actually below normal as we head into this weekend. 70s and 80s, the going trend as we start the first weekend of August. And to look at what's to come, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook does actually show, as you can see there, into the gem state below normal temperatures. So our normals this time of year, generally in those mid 80s, low 90s. So this would be actually a bit cooler for us, 70s and 80s for that first part of August. And with respect to precipitation, at least keeping with those daily shower and thunderstorm chances, our normal precipitation for this time of year isn't a whole lot, but this is a good indicator that we should be keeping some of those shower and storm chances around here in the Pacific Northwest and Northern Rockies. 8 to 14, not a whole lot of change there with temperatures, if not trending a bit warmer and drier as we head into that August 4th through 10th time frame. And as you can see, kind of situated between a bit more active pattern to the north and a drier than normal pattern to the south. That'll mean conditions will probably end up drying out a bit more than what we're going to see this week during that August 4th through 10th time frame. And that's about all I have for you this morning. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to send us an email, give us a call, or check out some information on our website. Have an awesome Monday.